Hey everyone, Dave Korsunski here from Heads Up. I'm in San Diego, California at one of my favorite events of the year, Low Carb San Diego. All of the researchers, experts, and companies in the low carbohydrate and ketogenic nutrition space are here. We want to speak to all of them, so let's go inside and take a look around. Hi everyone, this is Dave Korsunski from Heads Up. My dear friend, Gillian is here with me at Low Carb San Diego. And if you didn't catch our podcast with Gillian, she absolutely crushed it. And she shared incredible details about how you can use a therapeutic ketogenic diet and actually how to personalize it. And you talked a lot about how to figure out essentially how to optimize your own health. You talked a lot about running your own lab tests when you don't have answers from your doctor. What do you do? And it was absolutely one of the best podcasts we've done. So that's on Data Driven Health Radio. But what I'd like to talk about is this little business card you just dropped here. And it says, read this, it will change your life. And you have a mission to distribute 10,000 of these. So tell us why you're doing this and what it is.
So I had a bit of an epiphany about 6 months ago that, we spent a lot of time in the keto space telling our stories and speaking to people who've had amazing results. And, a lot of us have friends and family who really just don't want to hear it from us anymore.
They're sick of us.
They're sick of us. Yeah. So what I decided to do is create this little card that I could leave behind me in my wake wherever I went. And I travel back and forth across the country speaking at these conferences all year long. So I decided to get 10,000 of them for myself. But what I've also done is I've made them available to anyone else who wants to do the same thing. So I'm just going to read the back of it. It says, if you are overweight, suffer from type 1 or 2 diabetes, fibromyalgia, epilepsy, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, Parkinson's, ALS, lipedema, or autoimmune disease or cancer, then lowering your carbohydrates, sugar, refined flours, pasta, bread, fruit, etc., can have a major positive impact on your health. Google keto and enter your health issue here and see for yourself. Real food heals. This card has been left as a public service by someone who cares. Hashtag keto PSA.
So public service announcements, these can be stealth dropped anywhere. So just some unsuspecting soul who's walking through an airport. Oh, why thank you. And so you're spreading the greater good and trying to reach people who are outside our little bubble here.
Absolutely.
And Gillian comes to this from her own personal experience. She is a total badass. She knows her stuff. So this is brilliant. And we'd love to help spread the word. I think that's what we're doing here on the videos that we do, is just getting the word out there. You and I are planning to finish our YouTube series on using therapeutic keto for epilepsy, and you're also giving a talk here at the conference. So can you tell us what you're speaking about?
I am. I'm speaking about respecting bio-individuality when choosing your low-carb path. So a lot of the time, husband and wife will start keto and the husband will do really well and the wife will struggle. Or 10 guys in a room, 5 of them, 6 of them will do really well, 2 or 3 of them so-so, 1 or 2 of them really, really struggle. Yeah. There are reasons for that. And some of those reasons are mitigatable by what you do. And some of those reasons are things that actually you may not be able to change in this generation, but with the right knowledge you can change in generations to come. And I'll give you an example of that.
That's good.
It is good. So think about this for a second. When I was in my mom, every single follicle in my ovary that created an egg that would later become my children was also in my mom. So my mom's uterine environment not only influenced my own health, it influenced the health of my future children.
And their children.
And it's a 2 generations gap, basically. So we really need to look at the impact that hyperinsulinemia has on the fetus in a developing.
We're all screwed.
We're not, though. We're not.
But if you look at the epidemic levels of people who don't have access to this information,
Absolutely.
it's being perpetuated. And so that's the hard part. But what you're saying is you can start now and start thinking about the impact on your grandchildren.
Absolutely. So I tell people, Dave, that if you've ever been born or if you ever plan on procreating, you need to hear this talk.
Yeah.
So it will be up on Low Carb USA.
So there's a lot about epigenetics then in your talk?
There is. And there's a lot of actionable things that people can do to make it better, not just for them in the here and now, because reality, most of us just want to fix our own problems right now. But I'm talking about what we can do to actually impact generations going forward.
Well, that's also important for any couple that's thinking of having a child, because you have to start even long before conception, starting to change your diet and your lifestyle, and that will have profound impact. And it starts with a huge component of that is nutrition. And so I think it's a really, really important educational thing to pass on about how you can start now. And if you maybe can't change it, what you're saying is if you can't change it for yourself, well, you can, but within certain means, certain people have certain boundaries, but you can start preparing for the many generations of.
Absolutely. I'll give you a perfect example about how impactful this can be. I speak with many, many hundreds of women who have struggled to breastfeed. And often they have a lot of personal feelings of shame and guilt about this. And in order for them to get past that, they feel that they should be telling the moms that they know in their world, well, it's okay if you can't breastfeed. It's not a moral dilemma. But the problem is they don't actually realize how incredibly important it is to breastfeed. We're all here talking about the importance of ancestral health, and nobody's talking about the fact that in the U.S., women have to go back to work 6 weeks after they've delivered. And that's a major issue. So if those women can have those feelings of guilt and shame removed, and they instead can say, my job is now going to be supporting my daughter or my nieces or my friends' daughters and nieces to make sure that they're able to breastfeed, to give them the support that they need, then those children are going to have the benefits that come with that breast milk. And they are numerous, far too numerous for this 5-minute talk, but they'll be in my talk.
Well, you're bringing a lot of important aspects to this whole low-carb keto thing, where a lot of people think of it as a point-in-time solution for weight loss, but you're talking about epigenetics, you're talking about transgenerational health, you're talking about the health of offspring and breastfeeding, and these are things that, quite frankly, don't get a lot of airtime in this community. So I want to thank you for bringing this information into the collective consciousness.
I appreciate that. And I'll just let everybody know that if they go to #KetoPSA, they will find those cards. They can go to Vistaprint, they can ask for the code, and they can print their own cards and spread them in their own community for whatever it costs for a box of cards. $6, $7?
Stealth spreading, the word.
Stealth spreading.
So you also put out a ton of amazing information for people who need to work on their health. And so where can people find that stuff?
They can find that at ketoalldayeveryday.com.
Thank you, Gillian.
Thank you.